Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry for the hiatus. It's been a minute, I know. October was hard. There was a lot going on. It felt like a marathon event, unfortunately. I'm sure a lot of you also felt that way. But it was also a struggle with my chronic illness. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was very, very tough. Despite that, I was able to get a lot of fun stuff done, a lot of great spell work done, a lot of great exploring done. So let's talk about it. Grab a snack, grab a drink. We're keeping it creepy here always, as you guys know. You know we're keeping it creepy. This is a mug I actually found in October at like a local home goods small business. Support local whenever you can. I just love it. And I especially love that the skeleton is green because that's what I think I look like underneath it all. Green skeleton, mossy skeleton. Anyway, it's time for a sip and yap. I know you guys like the talking head type yap over. So we're calling this a yap over, so that's what you're gonna get. But of course you're gonna see it all. Everything I've done through October, not much else to say. Might as well just show you. October was lots of fun. It started out really hot around here in New Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania and the surrounding East Coast area that I'm on, the Mid-Atlantic region that I'm in. So every year in the Warwick area of New York, there is an apple festival, which is really wonderful. It's like the first fruit that we are harvesting that is really substantial in the early fall. And I don't know, I don't really consider September fall. I know everybody else does. And I know it's the fall equinox and the autumn equinox at the end, but around here, it's kind of hard to call that fall because we don't really see a lot of the fall weather, the fall colors, the fall changes coming in until like mid to late October. So I kind of consider September the end point of summer. So this year was more of like a harvest celebration. Not a lot of apples that I saw, but we did hit some cideries in New York State, which I really love. But this was a really cute, it ended up being like a maker's market, which was really nice. You know, a lot of local makers came out from all over, it seems like the East Coast area. You had food vendors, you had drink places like the cideries, and you had a lot of ceramic makers and candle makers, and just something that we love to see at the start of the holiday season because obviously it's a great time to support small businesses. Was totally obsessed with the big animatronic witch too. I mean, I love New York State for so many reasons, and obviously this is not an exclusive New York State thing, but funny commentary bit, I'm obsessed with pickle juice. All throughout the summer when we would go to these Renaissance fairs, there would always be like pickle guys and pickle vendors, and I would always like crave a pickle, but it's not even like the pickle, it's the juice for me. There were a lot of places where you could get like pickle shots, and it wasn't like vodka and pickle juice, it was just pickle juice, and that's what I wanted. It's something I really enjoy drinking throughout the summer season and anytime, honestly. So anyway, they did have pickle vendors here, and at this point, like I saw like the pickle juice signs a bunch of different places, and there was a free pickle shot sign. So of course I like beelined it over to that pickle stand. We got the pickle juice shots, and there were other pickle places. I walked up to them and said, "Do you have pickle juice?" And they were like, "Yeah." They looked at me like they had never heard of pickle juice before. It was kind of blasphemous coming from a pickle vendor. And I was like, "Oh, do you do like shots or anything?" And they were like, "No." They were like so confused. This was like maybe like 5 stands over. They shouldn't have been this confused, but they were very confused. So I asked them for a little thing of pickle juice, like a little Tupperware of pickle juice or a shot. And they brought over like a whole Tupperware. So you'll see me walking around with pickle juice at this point, just happy as a clam. There were so many amazing vendors of like all kinds, you know, like I said, makers. There were plant vendors, which was super cool. Food vendors. There was actually like a taxidermy type vendor, which is like right up her alley. So I like zoomed it over to her as well. Went from pickle juice to taxidermy. She just had the most amazing thing. She had incredible pieces that were like, you know, Luna moths and butterflies and all kinds of bone and skull work, and I just died. At some point I would love to adopt one of her insect pieces or one of her like skull pieces in that like bell jar that they do. But I did end up getting one of her little 4-leaf clovers that she had pressed in some glass and adding it to my altar, and Let me just say the vibes have been immaculate. I'm not sure if I mentioned the ceramic makers too. So good. I loved it. There were like tarot and horror inspired pieces. I think I saw the Addams Family house as well at some point. We ended up going to our favorite brewery in Warwick, New York. It's called Drownlands Brewery, and we've been going there for years. They have a fantastic outdoor area to sit and chill and drink, and it's like this, well, it's Drownlands. It's like this swampy, beautiful area that is just perfect for a bog witch like me. I love that Drownlands has like their logos. They look like sigils to me. It looks very magical, so that's another reason why I like this brewery. There's also a beautiful farm stand that we really love in the Warwick area. That is a place where you can, I believe, get cider, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. You can get pumpkins galore, plants. It's a plant nursery area too. It's like I guess you would call it a farm stand, but it's like farm for all seasons, which is really nice. So they had mums, they had all kinds of pumpkins, they had all kinds of autumn stuff. I think they had a lot of apples too. So yeah, just really, really beautiful place. At this point, like I said, the weather was still super warm and nice, and I was still harvesting from my garden. I've started making like incenses and powders out of local allies that I have a really, really strong relationship with, and I ended up making a money powder that I'm still working out the name for. It's going to be in Irish. From catmint harvested from my garden, clovers from the ground all over the property, and bay leaves. And I dried all of these things myself, ground it up into a powder, and I've been putting it in money bowls. You'll see that later. Money workings, prosperity workings, any kind of good luck and attraction workings. I'm really, really obsessed with this powder, and it smells so fucking good. October was a time for a lot of spell work, a lot of personal health workings, a lot of personal prosperity workings. This is the time where I really start to buckle down and do some home and homestead and hearth work, because I'm kind of moving, as the seasons change, I'm kind of moving my practice more indoors. So I'm gonna be doing that hermit thing, working on the self, the inner work, the reflections. So many of my standard sigils now have been converted into Ogham, which is, you've heard me talk about Ogham before, it's the ancient Irish writing language. It's often called the Celtic language of trees. It is one of the oldest written languages. And I really love using this in sigil work and in spell work because it really helps me connect with those ancient pagan roots of my ancestors. And at the same time, you also see me working with pagan elements a lot. You see me working with Christian elements a lot. My ancestors would have been pagan at one point and Christians. They would have been engaging in folk work. They would have been engaging in dual faith. So there was cunning work that they were doing that would lean more pagan, right? A lot of healing work, a lot of prayers, invocations that could be looked at as both pagan and Christian. We do see that syncretism all across cultures in most cases. In a lot of the regions that were colonized by Christianity, we do see syncretism, we do see pagan work surviving through folk work and within almost Christian spell work in a way. That's just the way I see it. I know a lot of folks have a lot of different opinions on it, and that's fine, but I like to use both pagan and Christian elements in my craft to honor both of those areas and to honor both types of ancestors that I have. And also because I feel that I myself fit somewhere in the middle. You know, our ancestors would have been praying to saints or to local spirits. They would have been working with local spirits. I mean, my ancestors, particularly in Ireland, would have been very aware of the fair folk. So depending on what you believe, they were spirits of the dead, spirits of the land. There were a lot of gray when it comes to the fair folk. We call them the neighbors, the good folk, the good neighbors. These beings would have existed on the land and in the land as we did. Some believe them to be old gods, the Tuatha, the tribe of gods that went under the hills to survive, essentially. So there are a lot of pagan and Christian elements that are very, very alive in Ireland and very, very alive in my own practice. And we can see that from the saints that survived. Bridget, a once goddess who became a saint. Bridget is a huge part of my personal practice, and she stands very much in the middle of that as well. I am so happy that I recorded so much of the leaves changing in the area. At the beginning of this video, you see the leaves are completely green, which is what I was talking about earlier, that it doesn't feel like fall at the end of September, even early October, because it's like not showing that within nature. And I live very seasonally. My Bible is nature. My church is nature. So that's what I look to see how the world is changing and how I need to pivot and change. The Coven had the distinct pleasure of visiting Fluffy Butt Rescue Farm. This is located in Milford, New Jersey, I believe. It is like heaven. That's too simplistic of a description, but it is my version of heaven. This is where I want to go when I go. These animals were so incredibly sweet and kind and friendly. Like, I've never been so close with an alpaca in my life. And we learned so much from the incredible proprietor of this farm about, animal husbandry and caring for rescue animals, especially rescue farm animals, which is something that we don't think a lot about. We don't think about what happens to an animal in an abusive situation that is livestock, or what happens when they are abandoned, or what happens when they need to be rehomed. So when we talk about doing the Lord's work, this woman is doing the Lord's work over at Fluffy Butt Rescue Farm. I'm obsessed with pigs now. These pigs, if I wanted to put anything in my bag and take it home, it was the pigs. They were just so cute. One of the pigs, who was like the friendliest pig and almost like the leader of the pack, his name was Oats, O-A-T-S. He was so cute and sweet and precious beyond words, and I could see a pig in my lap right now. I want a pig in my lap right now. These pigs were so funny because, like, if you scratched them a certain way, they were going down. And we were just rubbing their little wiry pig bellies. And this was probably the most fun I had throughout October, because I was with my loves of my life and my cove, the crow coven. Just love you guys. It was also just such an amazing day with the Cove, because I don't get to see my friends super often. So when I do, when I get to spend time with them and have these really meaningful, beautiful moments and adventures with them, it literally feels like this is what life was worth living for. You have friends like that? Like, I hope you do, because I'm so lucky. We got to explore the town, which is local to the area. It was Frenchtown, New Jersey. And if you've never been to Frenchtown, this is such a cute, beautiful area. The houses are gorgeous. They have some incredible shops that are all small local makers, and some great antique places where you can buy a lot of things secondhand. And they were also having an artist fair, which was really cool. So I got to see some very nice abstract art. And God, the Frenchtown bookshop is just one of my favorite local bookshops. This is where I grabbed my October read, The Bog Wife, which I loved, by the way. Very weird, very spooky, very creepy, and very well written. So I would highly recommend that book. It's an Appalachian folk horror, which is what I'm really into right now. So if you're into that, pick this one up. But they had all kinds of really great curated pieces. The proprietor is just a really nice, quiet older man, and he just seems like one of those people that has a great opinion on all the latest books. So it's always nice to see shops like that being run by people who are just very brand. It wouldn't have been a coven trip if we didn't end up in a cemetery of some kind. This one was beautiful. It was old and spooky and lovely, and what more can a spooky girl ask for? I also redid my money bowl and my prosperity altar this month, which really helped me focus on bettering myself as opposed to the pain I was enduring. I watched Chaotic Witch Aunt's new video about, I believe it's about money altars and money magic, and I thought it was really helpful to jumpstart the change in what I was trying to build when it came to a prosperity altar. And I really like this new way of working. I formulated a prosperity bowl from elements that I had already had working in my practice. I went through old petitions, I refreshed them, I fed the bowl with oil and herbs. Something I like to use as a base in prosperity bowls is oats and barley. This would have been currency, essentially, currency and livelihood and survival in the lands of my ancestors. And as my practice is really tied to honoring ancestry and heritage, I felt like they were perfect ingredients to connect with when it comes to prosperity. I've also started to make my own little spell bags. I really like the method that I have developed, and so the spell bag that you see in the video is now living in the prosperity bowl as its home base. And I actually have a spell bag that I carry around with me, usually on my body for protection, that lives on my protection altar. So I really like doing that. I think the bowl came together really nicely. The energy felt great. It felt very strong. And it's definitely gonna be an area that I continue to feed and work and retreat to when it comes to furthering my development and prosperity, both professionally and personally. The changing leaves on the way to Hartford when we took our little Stevie Nicks trip were just gorgeous to see. We were finally seeing some new colors. I'll hand it over to Passion for the get ready with me. So really funny story. We just get to Hartford to see Stevie Nicks tonight, and I go on Instagram and it looks like the state of Connecticut has declared today Stevie Nicks Day. So happy Stevie Nicks Day to all who celebrate. I certainly will be celebrating tonight, screaming every single song right back at her. And my husband and I were joking in the car because I've been like a super fan for over 10 years now. I think I saw Fleetwood Mac in 2015 the first time. And that's around the time where I started listening to Stevie and just like falling completely in love with her. It's been a long time love affair. You know, I'm one of those people that when I fall into something, I go down the rabbit hole. I don't hold back. So I know so much of her music by heart. She's my favorite artist. She's my favorite poet, my favorite songstress, my favorite vocalist. Like, if you can't tell, I'm a bit obsessed. And everyone who knows me is like, yep, that's the Stevie Nicks girl. I've actually gotten the comment, you listen to music besides Stevie Nicks? Yes, I do, but she's just the best, right? My husband and I were joking in the car. He was like, you're gonna be singing the songs in the audience that no one knows. And it is interesting how much like people just don't know her other music besides the rotation of Dreams, Edge of 17, Gypsy, Rhiannon. You know, like people just don't know her stuff, which makes me sad because like everything she does, in my opinion, is incredible and amazing. But anyway, we were laughing because I'm gonna be like that person when Gate and Garden comes on from Wild Heart, screaming along to it, and everybody else around me is gonna be like, is she okay? I think I look like Lucille Bluth. Zip me up. I never know if I put on too much blush. Will you guys tell me if I'm wearing too much blush, please? Is it too much? No? Okay, thanks so much. What do you guys think? Is it steamy enough? Stevie Nicks oil I made for Lunar Leos. Oh, she's so gorgeous. She's such a favorite. We love her so much. Spirits and ancestor oil, a must. Okay, oiled. Ready. It goes without saying, I think, that Stevie Nicks is my god. Stevie Nicks is a saint. She's a god to me. I have an altar for her in my office. Now equipped with Stevie Nicks Barbie. Yes, I'm insane. The Stevie Nicks Barbie has been secured. But all in all, if you know me, you know that Stevie Nicks is my lantern. And if you don't know me, Stevie Nicks is my lantern. I've been such a super fan for so long. I think about 10 years now. I think I talked about that in the Get Ready With Me. And her music is so meaningful and powerful to me. It is a spell. It is magic. She was one of the first elements that really got me into witchcraft as well. Being able to have this beautiful tradition and having the privilege of being able to see her whenever she goes on tour is obviously something I'm incredibly grateful for. I know a lot of people aren't able to go see her for various reasons, and so I know how lucky I am to be able to go see her. So I do try and make it, you know, if it's possible, both financially and physically, to visit her. It's something that just kind of, it's one of those things that keeps me going. I don't know, it's like a little treat myself type of trip. For the past couple years, she's been touring in areas that have been a bit far. I think the last time we actually saw her was at Madison Square Garden, so it's not super far from us, but it's a hop, skip, and a jump to get there. It's a whole day. So this was in Hartford, Connecticut. It was a pleasure and a joy to be there on statewide Stevie Nicks Day. So, are you kidding me? She was incredible. Stevie Nicks concerts are so much fun for me because I get to interact with so many Stevie Nicks fans. I get to see everybody's awesome outfits and dress up and have like so much fun, you know. We're all there, it's like Night of 1,000 Stevies. We're all there in like a different era of Stevie, and I just love that. It's just such a beautiful community. And these people are also like going up to each other and going, I love your outfit, you look great. Oh, I have that kimono. Like, it's so lovely. And just the fact that there was like a photo shoot area that is like obviously so up my alley. You know, as a Leo, I gotta get my picture taken there. So that just like totally lit the evening on fire, I think, for a lot of people. Stevie's set was incredible. She played Belladonna, my favorite song. I was screaming along. I mean, I have so many favorite songs by her, but Belladonna just, I mean, it literally brings me to tears. That's how much I love it. And she brought out the Belladonna shawl, and I just, like, she could sing Ring Around the Rosie or Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and I would cry. Stevie Nicks, incredible, does not even come close to describing you to me, and I adore you. And if anybody knows Stevie, let her know how much I love her. Thanks so much. So the Stevie concert was incredible. Every concert I see Stevie in is better than the last, and it just makes me so happy to see her, so I try to keep up that tradition. And then we got to explore Hartford, Connecticut. We've both never been to Hartford, Connecticut, which was really, really lovely. My husband's mother was born there, and she came to New Jersey from there. So that was really cool to see. Like, we got to explore the local cemetery, of course. We hit a great coffee shop. We got to walk around and see all the sights. And we also got to see where my husband's great-grandparents lived. So that was really, really special as well. Again, we got to do some of my favorite things in the world, which was visit bookstores. We saw some incredible antique pieces. We saw some incredible new books. And we got to go to the Mark Twain Museum, which was super cool. I would highly recommend going there if you visit Hartford, Connecticut. It is such a cool house, such a cool location. I couldn't film inside, but I did get some great exterior shots. They had a conservatory, a plant conservatory that I could only dream of. I mean, when I tell you that my dream house is practical magic, of course, the practical magic house, like that is the dream, right? Practical magic in New England, would be a dream for me. Mark Twain's house and his museum was super cool. I was so excited to go, and also to see where the great man wrote some of his most amazing works. More bookstores, such cool, small, local places. So incredible to see. They were really pulling out the witchy numbers. I loved it. I love to see it. All the horror books were out too. This is why October is my favorite time, well, for most things, but also to go to bookstores, because you get to see all of the great reads that people want to push during the spooky season. I also, as you see behind me, had the pleasure of finally being able to set up a more permanent and larger space for my ancestors. So this was really, really special to me. This is a beautiful antique piece. It was just a really, really nice thing to do in October, because so much of my practice is really written around my ancestors and how they interact in my life and who they were and how they lived. So the fact that I was able to set up this beautiful permanent space for them to be able to actually speak with them and offer to them and do work with them was just so, so, so meaningful, because Samhain for me is a time where we dedicate to ancestry, we honor ancestry, we set a place at the table for our ancestors. So of course I've filled it with beautiful pictures from both sides, and I'm really excited because we're going to actually add some floating frames above here. So we're gonna create more like a gallery wall for our ancestors. And I have my husband's ancestors here, I have my ancestors here from both sides, the people who built this house, people who lived on this land previous to me. And of course, if you don't know, I live on Lenni Lenape land here on Turtle Island. When my great-grandparents immigrated, they immigrated here to this property, and it used to be like a very large, bigger property in a farm. So my great-grandmother actually gave this section to my grandmother. It's just really special. As we approached Samhain, my husband and I decided, not only, of course, as usual, would we be carving our usual pumpkins on the night before Halloween, but we would also be carving turnips. Now, this is something that our Irish ancestors would have done to ward off evil. It also connects with the old folk story of the first jack-o'-lantern, which was this very, very crotchety, awful man named Jack, who was too evil for the devil himself. The story essentially goes that Jack tricked the devil to turn himself into a coin. When the devil turned himself into a coin, Jack put it in his pocket next to his crucifix, so the devil, being next to that crucifix and being trapped, couldn't transform back. And in order to escape that situation, the devil had to make a deal with Jack, which, you know, usually we hear it's the other way around, right? The devil made a deal with Jack that he would not take Jack's soul when Jack eventually passed. And then he freed him, essentially. So when Jack did die, the devil wouldn't take his soul and God wouldn't take his soul either. So he was doomed to wander the earth endlessly, and still wanders the earth to this day, with his only light a carved out turnip with a burning coal inside of it. So we carve jack-o'-lanterns, and we also carve turnips in order to create those wards against evil spirits like Jack and the puka as well, which was a monstrous, demonic, imp-like creature, a folkloric devil, if you will, in the source material that would wreak havoc on Halloween night. Halloween food. Our Samhain celebration was a pleasure and a joy. We were able to hold a small dinner for a couple of our friends, and it was just so lovely. We had this incredible food that my husband, of course, made. Being the expert and incredible chef that he is, he made roast chicken, bangers and mash, colcannon, which is a leek and onion, I believe, mashed potato, which was incredibly delicious. We also made prophecy bread. Essentially, you bake coins or fabric or rings into bread, and whoever gets those items, it is foretold that they will have money or poverty or marriage within the next year. So obviously we didn't put any fabric into the bread because we didn't want to be jerks, but we did put coins into the bread, and a lot of people got coins, including myself. So that's great to hear that my prosperity magic is doing something. I also was able to carve out a few minutes on Samhain to dedicate to Anne Morrigan. And this was really important to me because I feel that Samhain is her time. It is a very liminal crossroads time when we are entering into a terrifying period. The Samhain period, the winter period, is where we are closest to death. The veil is thin, right? We are close to spirits. They can travel freely back and forth on Halloween night. I feel throughout the Samhain season, I think that's a thin time. It was a thin time in the folklore, but winter literally was a time where a lot of people died. So that is something that would have been worked into the folklore. That is a reason why we call it a thin time, because we were so close to death. So I was able to do a nice dedication to her, to renew our bond throughout the next year, and to reinforce my devotion to the work and to her. And it was just a really special moment that I got to have with her after so much craziness in the past month. I am so grateful for our little Samhain feast, a little Samhain gathering that we were able to have with our sweet friends. And it was just really nice to sit down with folks and drink poutine and eat good food and tell stories. And I am, like I said, the wealthiest witch in the world, because my community is just so treasured and wonderful. And of course, we ended the month on All Souls Day, November 2nd, with a trip to a local cemetery that had a lot of really cool immigrant gravestones that were written in the language of the predominant community there, which would have been German. So being able to speak with those spirits and connect with some local spirits and honor them and be able to receive some messages from them was really beautiful. I hope you had a beautiful start to your winter season, a wonderful and prosperous Samhain, and an incredible October. I hope that you had many adventures, that you saw the beautiful leaves change in your region, and if you didn't, that maybe you're able to experience it through this video. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will probably try to do more talking head type videos because it seems like you guys enjoy that. I probably won't do a vlog for November. I will probably do some kind of vlogmas for December. I'm taking a trip in December, so I'm gonna take you along to that, depending on everything. But stay tuned, because you're finally gonna start to see some of my travel vlog videos that I've been taking over the past year. I'm really excited to put those out. I will narrate them as I did this video, and I'm so excited to share them with you. I hope that you like them. This includes Scotland and Ireland, so stay tuned. I hope you have a wonderful November, if I don't talk to you before then, and Slán go fóill. Bye for now.